Okay, London. So, the capital city of the United Kingdom and of England. It's the third largest city in Europe. You can see some famous symbols or things that should be iconic for London. So, on the left, you have Big Ben bell inside the Elizabeth Tower, and in the next to that, in the complete upper left corner, there's a little symbol of the UK flag, which is a combination of the three flags of the British countries: Wales, Scotland, and Britain. So it's called the Union Jack. And then we have the umbrella, an umbrella because it rains and there's a lot of fog. On the lower part, you see the double decker bus. So the two-leveled bus is a symbol of the UK and especially of London. And you have the crown, so the king's hat, I guess. And there's London, and I'm sorry, there's Tower Bridge, which is a drawbridge and a suspension bridge, both. You should know that. So this is the bridge that opens to let ships through. There's a teapot, so tea is very much iconic for British culture. They have tea time at like 5 o'clock, afternoon tea with scones or something. So you have the London phone booth there. The red phone booth is you see in a lot of old movies also. So these are some of the symbols. Some basic info you should know. London is located in the southeastern part of England, on the Thames River. The population is almost 9 million. It's a very old city. In fact, the city is the square mile is the oldest and also the financial center. It was originally founded by the Romans. They called it Londonium. The city of Westminster is the government, is the parliament, and that's where Big Ben is to Westminster. They call it the City of Westminster. It's a section, one of the sections of London. You can see here, Westminster, City of London in the middle. Okay, what else? So you have London is, being so huge, it's super big for fashion, entertainment, trade, education, health, care, media, science, technology, tourism, all these things, communications. It's a big tourist attraction with a big airport. Heathrow is and the world's first underground, the Tube. So you can see some sections of England here and London in the bottom, close to the bottom. Look at the inlet where the Thames River empties into the North Sea. So Buckingham Palace, the royal residence in the city of Westminster. So very diverse and multicultural. So originally it was mostly white, but in 2011 the census showed for the first time that 50%, more than 50% were non-white, so less than 50% white. Other ethnic groups you should know. Probably the biggest one would be there's a lot of Asians, but there's also, I would say, mostly India. So the food, fish and chips is the traditional, iconic junk food for the Brits. Has a big place in culture for them. It's getting so expensive today that many people can't afford it anymore because it's so expensive to run the fish and chips shops. But curry, so because of the Indian people. So curry is the most popular dish today, maybe, or one of the most popular. Tower Bridge, as we said, it's a suspension and a drawbridge. So it has glass floors. You can go up there and walk on it. You can pay some money. It goes over the Thames River. Ships can go through it. It's a suspension bridge and a drawbridge, and it has good views of, say, St. Paul's Cathedral and other stuff. This is, wow. So Westminster Abbey, these are two different views of Westminster Abbey. This is the one on your maturity exam here. Okay, so this is officially it's called the Collegiate Church of St. Peter at Westminster. It's an Anglican church. Be careful, it's not the Westminster Cathedral. That's the Roman Catholic Church. So this is the Anglican Church. There are Benedictine monks in there. Coronations, so they crowned the kings traditionally there. This is ancient, old building since 1066, right? Royal weddings, famous people are buried there. This is Royal Albert Hall, so it's a famous concert hall. The Royal Philharmonic Orchestra is there. Tate Modern, I see the picture on your Maturity exam, this one. So you're looking at people lying on the floor. It's some kind of tradition, I don't know why. Relaxing in there. So this is the outside view. That's the Tate Modern. So they call it the Tate Modern. So collection of British art. A lot of it stolen from other nations, right? Hyde Park, one of the four parks, the four royal parks in Westminster, this one. It's the largest park. They have free speech demonstrations there and Speaker's Corner, where you can say anything you want about anything, negative, whatever, except for the royal family. London Zoo is in Regent's Park. So there are tons of species of animals there, 750. It's the oldest science zoo in the world. This is a UNESCO site. It's altogether the Big Ben Bell inside Elizabeth Tower with Parliament on the left, right? There are 334 spiral steps going to the top. By the way, the next 2 years, Big Ben Tower or Bell is closed because they're doing renovations. The Mall is the avenue that is lined with the Union Jack flags, leads to Buckingham Palace. This is the Tower of London. It is where the crown jewels are held. It used to be a prison. This is where the Yemen warders are, the Beefeater guards. So you'll see a picture in a few minutes. It's a UNESCO site. It's a castle on the Thames River. You can recognize this by the four towers on the corners, for example. So this is weird, but this is the, there we go. This is the Greenwich Mean Time Line. You should know this picture for your exam. It's located at the Royal Observatory. It's the reference point for time for the whole world. And so on one side it's +1 GMT, on the other side it's -1 GMT, I guess. London's Heathrow Airport is the second busiest airport in the world. It's a huge hub for Europe to America. Do you know the carrier? Who is their primary carrier? Of course, British Airways. So very well respected and old airline. So this is one picture that you'll see around the city showing you entry/exit points to the London Underground, which is called the Tube, probably because of the shape of the airplanes. So it's the oldest in the world since 1863. It's a 38-minute ride from Westminster to Heathrow Airport. You might recognize it from many films, including some Harry Potter. Trafalgar Square has Admiral Nelson Column, and it has he was the general that helped them win the Battle of Trafalgar. That's why they call it Trafalgar Square. So Trafalgar Square has a big fountain, and the National Art Gallery is located there. This is what the National Art Gallery looks like. Okay, with that cone in the back and the columns in the front. St. Paul's Cathedral is an Anglican cathedral in London. It's the seat of the Bishop of London. The bishop is the guy with the big hat, the popes, like workers, I guess. It's founded in a little bit after the death of Christ. It was destroyed in a fire. It was rebuilt, and Christopher Wren is the famous architect who is responsible for some of London's most iconic buildings. So this is the St. Paul's Cathedral, designed by Christopher Wren. There was a tragedy, so you should know some basic things about history of London. In 1665 started the plague, the Black Plague, the Black Death. It was the second bout, the second one, where so many people died in Europe. So a quarter of London's people died. And then the next year, in 1666, there was the Great Fire of London. So this is was started in a bakery. Yeah, royal parks. We said this before. There are four of them. So St. James, Green, Hyde, and Kensington. St. James, Green Park, Hyde Park, and Kensington. Hyde Park we spoke about above. So let's see. Oh, some more tourist attractions. Something called Outernet is a huge new, a big fancy new entertainment center venue for music, concerts, arts, state of the art audio. Right. So this is a very popular tourist attraction. Outernet. Sorry, I don't have a picture right now. Natural History Museums, maybe, again, one of the most popular tourist attractions in London. And so you can see some of these big halls were in Jurassic Park, for example. So, yeah, okay. So, many, many things to see. And there you are.